All right, all right. We're live at 5. Welcome back to another community breakdown. We're in Winter Haven, Florida today. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Christian Clay. The guests that I bring onto this channel are licensed real estate agents on my team that are specialists in their area. This is how we're able to give you quality breakdowns in a variety of places. Now, you're going to get a beautiful driving tour so you can see what it looks like going in this community. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're not going to make this a big, beautiful, glamorous video with the music and the editing. No, we want you to see the real. You're going to get all the numbers. You're going to get the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to take you on a home tour, talk about the buying process, all of the numbers. And along the way, you're going to get some of our stories. You're going to get some of our scary stories. We hope there's some scary stories in there for you. We want to make sure that you're getting the real. But either way, we have Miss Crystal Maddox on the show with us today. I hope you have a scary story. I'm trying to put together a scary story for them.
Scary story?
Yeah, we'll inform them. We won't scare them, but we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it
Fortunately,
real.
I don't have any scary stories at the moment.
Well, let us know what we're taking a look at today. What's the name of the community? Where is it located?
This is Chestnut Creek, and it is in Winter Haven. And like we always say, it's centrally located between Tampa and Orlando, not far from Lakeland. This is actually kind of the opposite side of Winter Haven of the last few neighborhoods we've looked at, and gets you a little closer to I-4.
I'll
You're
show the
about
map.
13
Once
miles.
we hit this
I-4.
entrance, I'll show them the map.
Yeah.
All righty, let's look. Here is the beautiful map of Winter Haven. Here is downtown Winter Haven. The last few communities we've shown you were southeast, so we were boom, maybe a little further. Here we go, right around here. Now we're more, would you say this is kind of northeast? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of northeast here. When she's talking about being centrally located, here's Orlando, here's Tampa, here's Interstate I-4, here's Lakeland, and you're slap dab in the middle. So much so. Look at that. It could be 50 minutes to downtown Tampa if you want it to be, but it can also be an hour and a half depending on the time of day you left.
That's true.
And check this out, an hour and 5 minutes to downtown Tampa, hour and 25 minutes depending on the day that you left. I won't steal your thunder, just showing everybody that there's like a Publix around where you can do some shopping. There's a new Publix going in, by the way.
Really?
Check this out. All right, so here's downtown. Here is Dundee Road. This is becoming a more popular road. Love Dundee Road. There's a lot of new development going on in here, and I think right over here or here, there's a new Publix. So you'll be super close to a
Great.
Publix.
Yeah.
And Disney, 35 minutes. It could be probably more than 55 minutes as well. But even better than Disney, if you're living in Winter Haven, you have Legoland in your backyard. 15 minutes to Legoland and Peppa Pig theme park.
Yeah. Especially if you have younger kids, that's a great place to get an annual pass and
Telling you,
stay.
I am telling you, we have a 1-year-old that will be 2 here in a few months. And my wife was fighting with me. She's like, she needs to go to Disney. I'm like, she just started walking. Like, take her to Peppa Pig Land, and she goes every day, goes every single day.
Yeah, let her get old enough to remember Disney because that's expensive. Pretty expensive.
It's expensive, and there's a lot of waiting around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You used to be able to find these slow days and go as a Florida resident and get more done, and now every day is busy. It's insane there.
But I'm looking at 3-car garages. I'm sorry if I'm like stealing your thunder here. I'm looking at 3-car garages, and I'm looking at grass.
Yes.
Enlighten us.
So this is a simple community. It is off of Country Club Road, and there are quarter-acre lots, half-acre lots that we are looking at, 80 feet of frontage here. So it's unique for our area to have these larger lots.
Perfect. How'd you like that?
You can get a 2-car garage or a 3-car garage model here. And when I was there the other day, I noticed that there was some pools being put in people's backyards. Some people have space in the backyard to put in a good-sized pool. And
that is a tough thing to find. A lot of people want pools. We hear it all the time. I'm moving down. I'm putting a pool in. That's the first thing that I'm doing. And, sometimes it's a struggle to find a lot that would make them comfortable. You put a pool in your backyard and then the backyard becomes like the pool versus having a big old backyard like this and, you have a little bit of yard space and such.
Yes, and you have more space between houses, which is something that bothers people when they come to Central Florida, that they think all the houses are too close together. And that's pretty typical here. So, this is not a typical neighborhood as far as lot size for us.
Take a look at this. Take a look at the look of this home here. Take a look at the look of this home. It doesn't look cookie cutter. I mean, to some people it may, but you have these big, beautiful columns here. You have the stone facade up front, big lots. So if you're looking for something that's slightly different, this could be it. And did you mention the fees at all yet?
There is no CDD fee in this neighborhood. So you don't have a community pool and that sort of thing, but you do have room to put your own in. HOA is only $62.50 a month.
That's one of the more affordable ones. I mean, there's maybe one or two communities, which one of them sold out in Winter Haven, that has an HOA that low. But get this. What would you recommend to people that are a little down about not having the amenities in this community? You live in Winter Haven. Let them know like where you're living.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't want to put in your own pool, but you want access to a community pool, we have a great rec center here in Winter Haven that has a really large outdoor pool, diving boards, the whole deal. There's also a great workout facility there and a lot of things for kids to do that you can have a relatively cheap membership there. And we have all the lakes and fishing and beach. There's some good lakes for swimming if you don't mind
Believe it or not.
alligators.
Believe it or not.
If you can get the alligators out of your head. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things to do. And you can be at the beach in about an hour and a half, either direction, either coast from Polk County. So, again, leave early in the morning, avoid the traffic, and you can have a good day trip really easily. And all the springs that are within, nice little day trips north of Orlando, there's some beautiful springs. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you're very close to everything. And, you can always make friends with your neighbor who has a pool. And
You could tell Crystal is like the friendly person. She's like, let's go meet the neighbors. You probably bring them cookies on like the first day and all of that stuff. So if you get to work with Crystal, you get that. I don't help you meet your neighbors and knock on the door and make the cookies and stuff. But together, we'll make sure we get the job done for you some way, somehow.
yeah,
Let me ask you a question. How often do you go to the beach?
not as much as I would like.
Yeah.
Probably 3 or 4 times a year.
I,
Not
I,
not
I
as
would
much as you think you would living
Most
here.
Floridians are like that. Most Floridians are like that. A lot of people come here and the first thing they think about, theme park beach, theme park beach. How do we get there? How do we get there? And then you realize you only go there once a year. So living next to the beach, living in the backyard of Disney or Universal is not all, unless you just want to go every day, which, I can't knock you for that, but you don't need to be in the backyard, right? You'll be totally fine, especially if you can save some money here.
Yeah, we definitely went to the beach more before we started water skiing, and now we are happy staying at the lake and
You
playing
get
on
your
the lake.
water and sunshine right here on the chain of lakes, right?
Yes, for
What's your
sure.
most favorite place to visit on the chain of lakes?
For skiing, I like to be on Winterset. And
Gorgeous lake.
sometimes if you just want to get out and swim, like we like to go to Winterset. It's really
Yeah.
clear, beautiful. So yeah.
Supposed to be spring fed.
It is. It's spring fed. And when you go through that first canal into Lake Eloise from Winterset, the water turns kind of that tea color, and Lake Winterset's just a little bit different. It's got that pretty blue.
Yeah.
I can see to my feet
You
when I'm in.
can. That canal sometimes you could see all the way to the bottom. Like it's good and bad, but it's a very, very clear lake, gorgeous lake. We'll teach you all a little more about the chain of lakes, so don't worry too
Yeah.
much about that. What about what about home sizes? I don't know if you got to that point and, price points out here.
Yep. Okay. I've got my notes here I'm looking at. You can go, I wrote so many things down. I've got to learn to get these more organized. You can do 2 to 3 car garages. You got 80-foot frontage, covered lanais. I know
Important.
I have to, Christian. You might have to save me.
No,
I'm
you're
going to get
fine.
on.
Well, I know the model that we're going to be looking at today is in the mid 400s. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
20, yeah, 2,800, 2,300 square feet. You can go two to three bedroom, or three bedroom up to 2 to 3.5 baths, three bathrooms.
Yep.
So
So pretty
I'm really,
standard. They're not gonna build these big miraculous 3,000
mhm.
square foot homes, which that might not even be big to you wherever you're watching from, but kind of your standard build out here, right? Like you're gonna get 2,000 square foot, 25, 26, maybe 2,800 square foot. They don't even build these big 2-story homes. Sometimes they'll just do additions like these in-law suites on top, right? Like the extra flex space above. But there's a multitude of varieties with this builder. You do have the ability to go to the design studio, which is cool. They also build spec homes. So if you're somebody that needs to buy something a lot sooner and you don't have the patience, time, and money to wait, I don't know how long is the build time out there right now.
You can go, it can take up to 3.5 to 5 months, depending on permitting and that sort of thing and how long they take.
Yep.
I was looking right now at the specs they have available. There are 8 right now,
Cool.
and 1,819 square foot is actually a 4 bedroom, two
Cool.
bathroom home, smaller square footage. And then they have a 1878 that's a 3 bedroom. So it'd be interesting to see the difference in those. And it can go all the way up to a 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 3 car garage at 2956.
2956.
Yeah.
I will
So
tell you all this.
kind of in the middle, 2356. This is a Summerlin
Okay.
model.
I want to show you all really quickly what the exterior looks like, right? So they're known to do the pillars with the bigger front porches. Sometimes it's hard. There'll be cars here at the model home for us to kind of get the full on picture of the home. But just so you have a little bit of an understanding as we walk through this particular home right here. So,
They have a nice southern feel to them with the porches. And
mm-hmm.
so you're going to see a flex space here that they've set up as an office, a
Cool.
den. And sorry, you hear my dog barking at the window.
Oh, introduce the dog to the
This is
people. Introduce the dog to the people. They need to
so
know.
this is a Summerlin model, but any to be built from here on out is going to be a Summerlin 2. The spec that they have available is a Summerlin 2. So what you would see to the right there
Mm-hmm.
that this model doesn't have is a half bathroom.
Okay.
Yes, around the corner, there's a walk-in pantry that's pretty large, but they would take away some of that walk-in pantry to make this half bathroom in the
Okay.
Summerlin.
They just
So
scalp a
that's
little
the
bit of the
thing.
square footage.
Mm-hmm. And I really like that they have this separate dining area.
I
I
like
think it's
this.
suggested when you have the kitchen that runs straight into the dining, right into the living room with no break.
It's still open. It's still open. It doesn't feel
Mhm.
like it's pushed away and the older layout. So I actually like this. I really do like this because without this type of layout, I don't think I have a dining table. I don't. I don't want my dining table in the living room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great for families, as you grow or you want to host the holidays at your house or something like that, to have a separate dining area. Everybody's not on top of each other. This has a great big island, though. As you can see, I think there's 5 place settings there. We'll see the kitchen more towards the end. It kind of saved that towards the end of the tour.
Very nice. Very nice. I have recently in Auburndale helped somebody purchase with this particular builder. My experience with them was great. The experience with the construction manager was I always bring up construction managers. Your community and your home is only going to be as good as the construction manager that you have. So I won't spoil the story yet. Just stay tuned for me. We'll talk about that towards the end so you can enjoy the layout of the home. Carpet's going to be in every room. It's a pretty standard thing. I would say that this builder is slightly above an entry level.
Hmm.
A lot like KB Homes. I would put them in that category, except the origins of this builder, they're actually from Lakeland. So they're a branch off of, Southern Homes, which was originally from Lakeland.
And they will do the vinyl plank flooring in the main part of the house, where a lot of times you just get a tile option from a builder. So if you like that, you know, faux wood look, it didn't feel, sometimes those floors feel squishy. If you go
Yeah.
into a home that's model and they put a cheap vinyl floor in, you feel that squish under your feet, and it's a good product that they use. It's not going to feel like that in here. So
Noted.
walk-in closet.
Will that fit the water skis?
Oh, they stay in the garage, but yeah.
The 3-car garage.
That's most of what my garage is right now is ski equipment. There's no car.
Hey, you missed it yesterday. I was giving kudos to Meritage Homes. It
Oh
would
yeah,
have looked like I worked for them pretty much. It was like, man, I like this builder. I like this builder.
they are good. I that you reminded me talking about construction managers.
You
I
heard? Did
have
you
a
hear the Southern accent come out of her?
situation before.
Oh, did you with the CM? We all seem to have like our CM
Yeah,
stories. So you do have a story.
come over and check on my house a lot after we moved in, and
You have a good CM?
annoying.
You have an annoying CM, or are you the annoying person?
He was annoying. I don't think he's with the company anymore, but he kind of showed up a lot at my door and
Interesting.
had to come in and talk about something. And yeah, he was
Maybe
kind of
this
wanted to. And
maybe this is a story we shouldn't tell the people then. It's a different kind of story, people. Has nothing to do with the build and quality of your home.
well, it's an experience with an employee.
There you have it. Hey, listen, builders are people too, right? They come in all
Yep.
shapes, sizes, and some are cool and some
And
are.
you can tell when you meet someone who's very professional and is going to take care of you right. And then sometimes you meet people who aren't so professional and you get the, like, it's not who I want to work with. And that's okay. And we can help you navigate through that.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. Yeah, I would say a lot of clients that reach out to us know what they want, but they really want to use us as that kind of shield sometimes, right? They're just like, hey, help me find the right rep, help me navigate through the construction process with the CM. And they kind of use us as the shield and the negotiator, as you should. It doesn't cost you a thing anyway, right? It doesn't change the price of the home or the incentives. In fact, I always tell people, like, I feel like we can get you more if you work
Right.
through us.
Yep. And you never know, like different folks and different strokes. What's the saying? Different strokes for different folks.
You're very
Is that true?
close. It's somewhere around there. It rhymes just like that. Different strokes for different folks, or different folks for different strokes.
I
Something
just
like that.
aged myself. You're just gonna need to delete this one completely and
No,
just
isn't that a show though? What is it called? What's the name of the show?
uh yeah, Different Strokes was a show, wasn't it?
That's the show. Yeah, I remember. So you and me
So do
both.
you feel like, sorry,
Go ahead.
back to that we just had that coming walking out into the living room view right there. I felt like this living room was a really good size.
Yeah.
I think it was about 20 foot, like 19 by 20 feet, and it felt like a really nice big open living room compared to,
Let's see here. Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Big
it's,
island.
yeah,
Now it's not deep, but this island is meant for hosting for sure. Yeah, that's a
yeah,
big open space. Big open space. Now let's talk about the countertops here, right? Because this is not granite or quartz, which you could get with them, but they're standard finish, and this is why they put it in the model so you can see what a standard finish looks like. Is this some sort of like I don't know, like luxury
yeah,
luxury for
yep,
mica that they call it? Yeah.
exactly. And you can on your to be builts opt for quartz, but that may or may not be what's in, a spec home whenever we go. So
Right.
if you get somewhere and you want a certain model but you don't like the finishing, we can help you find the finishing maybe in another neighborhood nearby. That is something you like, or they still have a few lots where you can get a to be built and choose, all your specifications yourself. And
This is what I would do. This is what I would do with this one right here. Let's say we found a great deal on a spec home. Let's say it's this home. They built it and they have it. Let's say there's 9 of them in the community. You said there's a bunch of specs available, right? And we can take advantage and we can get a deal for you. But one of them has this luxury formica that you just don't like. You know what I would tell you? I would first make you write all your priorities out. And if countertops were like 5, 6, or 7 down there, I would say, well, look, let's just get this home, beat this countertop up for the first year when you're moving in, and then I'll have my granite guy come out, and then you can go pick
mhm,
whatever slab you want in Orlando, and then he'll come put it in at a fraction of the price that you would pay for them to put it in. That's what I would do personally.
that's right. Yeah. Especially if you have kids, things are going to get torn up in about 2 or 3 years. You're going to be wanting to repaint walls and replace things. I
And
have older kids. I'm there. Things need to be touched up.
I
That
saw
should.
that I saw that pantry, but let's be honest too. It has nothing to
Mm.
do with even beating things up with the kid. Like as humans, we just get tired of things.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
true.
just see it so much, you're just like, man, I couldn't believe I wanted that so much, and then I got it, and it's like I want something new. All right, here we go. Man, you come up. See, you always come with the pantries. That's a
Gotta show.
that's a 4.8 star pantry right there for the size of this home. That's a big
Yeah,
pantry.
that is a mom's like. If we don't have enough storage, I guess I shouldn't disinclude the men, but as a mom, if I don't have enough storage and I end up with a bunch of clutter, I'm not going to be happy in
Yeah.
my space at home. I've got to have storage space, so it will drive me crazy. I
For
don't know
those
how
of
many
you,
like that, but I don't know
no,
if
no,
that's
no.
but
I don't know. I feel like the reason why I don't like storage space is because I know what we do with storage space. We
hmm.
store crap in it, right? So I'm always telling my wife, I'm like, listen, the less storage we have, the better, because for some reason it's like you build it, they will come. If you have the storage space, it will get filled up
You just
somehow,
gotta clean
some way.
it out, keep it organized.
Yeah.
Speaking of families and kids, so one of the things we didn't talk about were the schools in the area. This is right down the road from Elbert Elementary. Winter Haven Christian is right down the road if you are into, wanting to have your kids in private school. There is Denison Middle School, which is what you would be zoned for, and Winter Haven Senior High. But it's also really close to some of the charter schools in Polk County that people opt for. Once a year, you can apply to go to a charter school that's outside of your zone if they have a program there that your kids are really interested in or you want them to do. And you get put on a lottery call list for the next year. And you'll find out usually right before school starts. Sometimes names drop off and you didn't think you have a spot and you got a spot, but you just keep trying each year if you want to be in one of these schools. But Brigham Academy for kindergarten through fifth grade, there's Jewett Middle School, and then Chain of Lakes Collegiate High School at Polk State College, which isn't far away. And my daughter has gone there, and she's absolutely loved it there. They used to be just for 11th and 12th graders, but they have started next year. They're going to have sophomores. So you can get some college education done in high school.
That's
There's
an
a
A.
lot of,
That's an A plus rated school too.
yes, it's a great school.
Yeah.
And it really prepares kids for college, and you get a lot of free classes.
A lot
Taking,
of free. You can get your associate's degree before you graduate high school. Like
yeah,
my daughter will be a
yeah.
sophomore next year. Yeah, and she's going to Polk. Like she's going to Polk. And here's the thing: you go to Polk Collegiate, a lot of it is done online, and so there's not like really the physical school. You may go to Polk State College a few times here and there, but you still have like a home school, right? So if you want to
Hmm.
play sports, you still can play sports at Winter Haven High, but you're going to Polk Collegiate. So it's this
Yep.
kind of hybrid, which is just why not do it, right?
Yeah, she's had classes on campus and online, and she's actually going to have a college graduation before her high school graduation, which is crazy. So
They're better. These
it's
kids are just better than us.
a lot of states, a lot of places don't have those options in their educational system. So that's one thing that is great about Florida. You do have some choices there.
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to throw that in. That's one of the things I like about our area.
That's huge. I appreciate you for throwing that in. All right. So what I wanted to do before we wrap everything up is show everybody an example of some numbers here. I am not a mortgage lender. I'm not a mortgage broker. I just Googled the calculator and I plugged numbers in to give you an idea of what things would look like. So an estimate of this home is about 426, right?
Hmm.
3.5% is an FHA down payment, non-negotiable if you're going FHA. Now, you can go 5%, you can go 10% conventional if you want to, if you have the funds or the means to do so. But 3.5%, if you're a first-time buyer, there's some pros and cons to both of it, but here you go. 3.5% down payment's going to be roughly 14 grand, closer to 15 grand if you round it up, non-negotiable. Here's your, right around what the national average is on your interest rate. It's about 7%, and that gives you a payment of about $3,300. Okay. So I did the same exact thing, and what we're almost able to get you, which I'll explain here in a second, I just gave you an example of a rate going down about 2% to 5%. $2,800 your payment would be $2,800, which would save you over $500, $528. Now, that's not the exact payment, but if we can get your rate down to a 5%, would you do it today? Mrs. or Mr., can you sign right here? No, I'm joking. So here's how it works. we're able to get you all of your closing costs paid, just about, right? And it depends on the time that you're watching this video, the time that you've reached out to us. We can get you all of your closing costs paid. That's not your 3.5%. That's a different type of fee that on the resale side, you have to pay regardless. On the new construction side, we can get the builder to pay for that for you. On top of that, they're able to give you about 2.5% to buy your rate down. So 2.5%, that's going to be about 15 grand in this sense. So closing costs paid for, and then $15,000 to, no, 15 grand is what they're going to be giving to the closing costs. Then they're going to buy your rate down with 10 grand. I'm sorry, with the remainder of 6%. If that confuses you, that's totally fine. So covering your closing costs, and then here's your 7% interest rate, and we're going to take $10,000 free money from the builder, and we're going to throw it at that interest rate, and we're going to try to knock that thing down. Now, will you get 5%? We don't know. It really depends on your circumstances. It depends on how much money you make. It depends on your credit score, your debt to income ratio. There is a lot of aspects involved with the buying process. But what I'm here to tell you is that you can save a lot of freaking money. You could save a lot of money. And we're going to do our best to make sure that you're saving money. On the flip side, we're going to do our best to make sure that you fully understand the process and you have some representation on your side. What do you say to that?
I say that sounds great.
Oh, you're ready to sign right now?
Is this working? Can you see me?
I could see you. You're black. You're going in and out a little bit, but trust me.
Yeah, my son keeps calling even though I have the do not disturb on. So we're going to have to
conveniently, right? You're having video issues like during my talking part. Either way, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you have any questions out there, whether it's, to make the move today or the next 8 years, you see all the information floating above, you just reach out to us. Like, we'll pick up the phone, we'll answer the email. Ultimately, we're going to help you out. But other than that, do you have anything else for him?
No. Thank you for going through all those numbers and keeping everything on track. And
you get back to mom life. We will catch you all on the next one. Bye.